Hello, Chaim. What is the impact on the industry on the developments regarding Zimbabwe in the Quimbali process?
The Kinshasa decision to allow the exports from Oranje was historic and good for the industry, and I tell you why. Diamonds are almost like water. You can't stop it. We were facing in the main centers with a lot of smuggled goods and others that is no good. For the transparency for the industry, for the better of the industry, to have everything come in officially, to have everything being traceable, have everything transparent, is always better than any of the alternatives.
Chaim, there were a lot of references to changing the definition of a conflict diamond to incorporate human rights issues. Do you think that's something that's necessary, implementable?
Let's make one thing abundantly clear. There's not a single decent human being that is not concerned about human rights. This industry is certainly concerned about human rights, and human rights are important to us, and we don't want human rights problems, not in the diamond areas and not in other areas. I mean, that is the simple truth. The Quimbali process is a regulatory system monitoring the movements of rough. It's basically a kind of customs organization with an extra check on the goods and verification that trade that goes to one place indeed is received on the other place, etc. In order to add a human rights element, you need the capacity to deal with that. What do those custom agents, what do those commerce department or mining officials know about human rights? Who is setting the criteria? Human rights is a tremendous difficult subject. I'm all in favor of doing everything to improve human rights in every diamond center, in every source country. I think Quimbali should do what it's supposed to be doing, and I think it's doing it fairly well. The question is the Quimbali process the correct vehicle to make those changes?
What effect do you think the predicted shortages of supply of diamonds will have upon the industry?
I think we're exaggerating the shortages. I think that next year rough supply and demand will be roughly imbalanced. I think that worldwide we'll probably need around 17 billion dollars of rough. I think that's good. It's good in the sense that on the short term we won't see great fluctuations in prices. We won't have this disastrous constant increases, 27% the last year, 28% the previous year or whatever. We see stability, and in the short run, yes, I think we are balanced. The longer run is a different story. Yes, there may be shortages, but all depends on how you define the demand side. I mean, we assume an automatic growth on the demand side. The indications are that on the long term there will be shortages, but also not in all areas. Certainly not in the smaller or the cheaper goods, where Zimbabwe is only beginning. At the moment, I think Zimbabwe is already good for about 10% of the world supply, but it will be more. In the better, the high quality goods, there will probably be more shortages.
How do you think the prices of rough diamonds and polished diamonds will be reconciled in the future?
I've always said that I look at polished diamonds and rough diamonds like someone's wife and his mistress. They're both there. They're both alive and kicking. We all pray that they never meet. And that actually happens with rough and polished prices. They all go their own way. They each go their own way. There are different drivers. They are driven by different factors. I do think that polished prices should appreciate a little bit more, and they probably will. But it will take a while to get balance. As we talk now, rough is overpriced, and that is really what, in terms of the resultant polished, and that is really what counts. And it's not a good situation, but the fundamentals look good, and let's hope that that will improve.
Thank you, Chaim.
All the best, Michelle.